What is up, guys? Welcome to Doublekoradio. My name is Poe, and I'm here with my good buddy, old pal, Deathlock18,
What's up,
uh,
guys?
David. I'm trying to point to your character on the screen.
Nice.
Um, so today we're gonna talk about the Combat League and share our experience with the Combat League as he and I played it before. I haven't played it as much as I wanted it to because Sam Show came out, but it was still an interesting experience. So for the people that don't know what this is, David, can you shed some light?
Some blood we're gonna shed. No, I said shed, not shit. Comeback League. It's an event. Can we call it an event? It's a ranking. It's a mode that Mortal Kombat has right now going on. That started on June 18th, and I think it's a 4 week. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 4 week period for this special event.
Yeah.
And what it is just another incentive to keep playing the game. If you ask me, it's a mode that you can get exclusive rewards, which is really cool, and it goes through a rank system, so you are limited in the variations that you can play as you can play only on rank variants, right? Um, and basically it's a progressive system. It's a progressive system that you will go up and play and get your rewards, free rewards. You don't have to pay money for it. Completely free rewards. So they started. They hinted it since day one. It says it had Comeback League coming soon, right? Right on the top when you start going to online setups. And now it's out. It's been out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I tried it.
it feels cool because it almost feels like somebody over there was like, well, for me, like if they had their own experiences, like and they didn't find rank appealing,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were like, well, what would make they probably got asked this question like, so what would make it appealing to you? And I'm like, I don't. And they'd be like, I don't know. Give me something that's not just, hey, I got a higher title or
Yeah.
something like that, right? So this feels really good for people that don't necessarily need to play rank, but like getting rewarded for playing. There's no. I like the. It's just almost like a gateway drug to rank too, because in the first, I think three tiers, three titles that you have, like starting from apprentice. Even if you lose, you still gain points, so you're still making the player feel like you're progressing forward. And because in rank, usually you get points if you lose, and you lose a little bit of points if if you lose points if you lose, and you gain a little bit more rank if you win. But at least in the beginning, it gets people used to the mode and wanting to play because they'll feel like they have nothing to lose and more to
Yeah.
gain.
Yeah, and I agree with that. So not sure. So since we didn't went much in detail, but to explain in a sentence will be is placebo reward system, right? How to say, right? Like it's like hey, I'm always winning, disregarding if I lose, right? So like you mentioned, you're always winning. I call it the Fortnite effect, right? Like it's always, hey, let me do one more because I'm so close to win. And how it goes from 0 points to 500 points to get to the first rank title, and you go from apprentice like to whatever it is, not apprentice. And then the thing is, it shows you a list of what you're gonna get before you get it. So it's not randomized, right? It's not like, oh well, I don't even know what I'm gonna get. It's not a loot box system or anything like that. The rewards are there. They explain to you per rank what you're gonna get, and I think you get, which is the big incentive, is character specific skins, right? Like they have Kitana, they have Scarlet, they got Aaron Black, and they have, correct, who am I missing? I think are those
I
three.
think
Those
that's
three,
those
right?
three. Yeah,
Those three. Yeah,
because
those
the
three.
first tier you get, like the first three ranks you get, because they mentioned in the trailer that they had 9 ranks. The first 3 ranks that you complete, you get Katana skin. The second tier, the next 3 ranks, if you pass those, you get Scarlet, my waifu,
Yo.
my main bloody bay, my on her on her period twenty four
Oh my
seven.
god.
What a relationship that is, right? And then after that, you get the Aaron Black, and the thing with these skins is they're like basically shiny versions of the other skins. They're
And it looks cool. They look
no,
good.
no. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just saying like
Okay.
they're almost like in Overwatch where you get the gold gun. Like
Yeah.
if you play some rank and they offer you the gold
The
weapons,
black
you
one.
get the you get the shiny red version of like a character's skin that's
Which it
already in
fits
the game.
well for Mortal Kombat, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously blood and all that stuff. And now also the color, like you mentioned, is shiny. Really cool if they add that color later on, right? Like maybe you could win it, to win that type of variant. That color alone, and maybe other things that you can put it
Oh,
on.
for
Maybe I don't want to wear
no.
the whole thing, Maybe
I
I want to
think
put that variant color in something else.
I don't
That would
think
be really cool.
that's it would be really cool, but I think the way they're going to be doing this is through seasons. Like they could really milk this for a couple years because
Yeah.
they already leaked somebody already leaked a picture of the next season after this. I don't know when that season's going to start. I don't know how big of a gap they're going to have between seasons, but the next season they already have like it's like a white and gold version. It almost looks like you're one of Cetrion's
Yeah.
goons.
The Revenant. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for the shiny skins, I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be exclusive to this Combat League Online.
Okay. So, but it's very exciting, right? So the rewards, right? You're getting rewards. Now you know that you got to play those rank modes, get points. Once you reach a certain threshold, you get your big rewards, and then you go to the next tier, and then you going on. But not only doing that, you also have this little daily quests for this specific mode that if you do progressively, I don't think it's daily actually. I think it's just for the whole time.
I think it's
But
just
anyway, like grab.
you do them till you get them all, basically,
Okay.
because it's like a leveled up version of what they already got you used to in the game, because you had dailies in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wasn't completely sure, but that's another incentive, right? That while you're also playing and doing these things and maybe learning or not, you're also they're rewarding you by the things that you're doing, grabs, and it's not like do 1,000,000 light punch or something like that. They're very obtainable. They're very obtainable.
Yeah, they are.
They're 100% obtainable, and then you get other brutalities that are only specific to this, which is really cool. Like Kung Lao has a new brutality, and other people too, and that alone is cool because it's not just cosmetic now, right? You're also adding another layer, right? We're talking about brutalities, which is there's a lot of personality in brutalities, right? Like people like to do certain things. People sometimes only like to win doing that. I know someone like DG was playing with Nero the other day, and he only liked to do a specific brutality. And that's cool. That's a way to finish your fight, your style.
Yeah.
And adding more to that, I think is awesome. So that alone. So we got the skins, we got the moves, and we have some other things. Like I know there's a belt for Johnny Cage and other stuff. But so that's how it is. That's what the Combat League is in a nutshell, right? That's what you get, and that's how long it's going to be for. And so there's certain things that concern me.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask. I don't know if this is going in the same route, but I was gonna ask, like, all right, so through personal experience, like when you first see that first window, like, did you understand a lot of what was going on, or did you feel like a little overwhelmed by any of the information that was on the screen, or did you just say, all right, whatever, let me just play? Because I think with me, that's what happened to me. I'm like, all right, there's this information there, and I'm sure once I start playing, I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was just at first. I understand what's going on now. It's just.
Yeah, I definitely did the last one even. Let's play and let's figure it out. But I do. That's what I say. It was some concerns that I had was that it could be maybe more detailed. It could be definitely more user friendly. So the things are like right there in your face. It tells you the rewards. It tells you what you get, but somehow it's still confusing, right? The easier one is the one that is on the bottom right tab. That is basically do a checklist. Do 7 grabs and you get this reward, and it shows you right there. Boom, right?
Yeah.
But then when you go to the character specific skins, like when you go to the tiers, it doesn't really specify what you get. If you get it, when you reach the tier, it doesn't tells you. It just has a picture of the character you get. It has a tier. It has some items in there. You know, you don't know if you get the bottom one, the middle one, the top one. You know, it doesn't explain
so
much.
it's like it has all the information on the screen without it actually saying this is your reward for completing this, right?
It does for one part only though, because the checklist one that I mentioned, it does gives you that. When you complete 7 grabs, it shows the reward right next to it.
Okay.
You know, that one is easier, but when you go to the character specific skin like the Scarlet, the Aaron Black, and Kitana, which are goes by tiers, it was kind of confusing for me. It was like, do I have them already? Because when I click it, Scarlet's already highlighted. No, Kitana's already highlighted. And I'm like, okay, do I have her or do I don't? Am I working for her? Can I choose that I want to work for? Maybe on the tier.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't very well, but I gotta figure it out. And then I start getting like points going to something. So I thought I was an apprentice already, or maybe I'm reaching to be an apprentice first. You know, like
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know where. Maybe a little stupid line that shows, hey, you're going this way to this. You know, that maybe.
That's how I felt like. So that, like I said, with me, I was just like, all right, let me just start playing and see what happens. And then when I start playing, I see the meters going up. I'm like, all right, meter goes up means that's where my goal is. All the little meters that they have going to the right side of the screen. Once you keep playing, I'm like, all right, I gotta get from point A to point B. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, but even like that, I didn't know if I was working to be an apprentice or I was already an apprentice. You get me?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know if I would do the first bar and I'm an apprentice, and then I do the second bar, then I'm the next one. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't, and I get it.
I don't remember. I don't remember not knowing what I was. I don't remember that having that memory. For me, I think it was a little bit more obvious. But then again, like me assuming something and I just happened to be right doesn't mean, you know, that the information was easy. Yeah, like I just happened to be like, I'm sure this is what it means, right? And then it happened to mean it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, see, I knew.
Yeah. I'm 100% there with you. So that's my first concern, right? Now I'm not trying to just bash her. Right? I think this is fantastic, but I'm just definitely say a little bit of my concern. So that, and then you get that with the masses, right? With the crowd, and the crowd looks for any incentive to not like something. And
that's definitely how it's been the last couple of years.
And I'm not saying this is poorly made, absolutely not. But just giving another reason for that, I think maybe they can shape it up. And I think this is an easy fix. I'm just pointing out those things, though.
Do you have that quote you had sent me from some random thread?
Oh my God.
Of what somebody said? Do you have that with you? So, because you're bringing that up, and that's a perfect example of how people just kind of like are a little overreacting on you know, like just.
Yes, I do. It's right here.
All right. So what is it?
So this is a comment right off the bat when they did the announcement. They're explaining what the Combat League is. Right. This is from IGN.com, and someone by the name Super LOL. So now you know this person is very serious. You know.
Yeah. Super LOL. Never. Yeah. You'd assume he never or she never did. After what you're about to say.
So the first thing he mentioned is he was like, and I quote, it says, "Why the hell was this not a day one feature? Question mark.
Why did it need? Why did it need to be?
But let me finish. It says,
why did? All right. So hold on. Before.
Why are you triggered?
No, hold on. I'm already triggered because this guy's not taking into consideration that the only other game that can the fighting type of game that can compete with the amount of content this game brings to you is probably one of the Smash games, the last 2 Smash games, with how much it is packed into there for single player content. That's the first thing that makes me go, what the fuck are you? And yeah, I guess maybe Soul Calibur too, but it's still like a lot of content.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's not like it's like Samurai Showdown and you're getting a game and I'm looking around going, all right, let me go watch my replay so I can see where's the replays? You know, like something simple like that is something I could complain about, right? Because that's something that's more standard nowadays, not some extra mode to help you
get something.
to help you stay interested in playing the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like, look at Street Fighter for an example. They didn't have arcade mode, right? Like it didn't have like arcade mode, right? Something as simple. And people raise hell for that, right? And that would be a better one. Like, oh, why this wasn't added on day one feature? I guess whatever. But to this game, yeah, I don't agree. But anyway, he says,
and you know what's funny? It's just with fucking Street Fighter. It's just like it wasn't there. You know, it's like
yeah,
all it was is that it wasn't there because they waited like 2-3 years. They finally have the arcade edition that came out. You know, it had the arcade mode added in and like big fucking whoop. Like people were happy at first until they actually got the game, and then what's next? Nobody fucking talked about it.
no
The
one's
mode's in it.
playing it.
Nobody talked about it.
Nobody's playing
And that
it.
arcade mode is more for people that initially first buy the game. There's nobody that sticks with the game 2 years later is going, all right, I gotta get my arcade numbers up, man. That score is looking crazy. David just got 100,000 more points than me the other day. I gotta beat him. This isn't like Rock Band, you know, where you're like just the point of the game is just to get some arbitrary score.
Absolutely.
You're making me go off track here. What? Why did I?
Win. I'm trying to explain it yourself.
All right, what were you saying?
I'm just laughing because I'm glad that it's you this time and not me with Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
And then it
have
goes
plenty
like,
of Nintendo rage.
and then it says, at this point, I'm done with MK11. I'm doing something else. ... That's how he ends up. And,
So because something isn't there now, right? Something isn't there now that didn't even need to be announced. Like imagine this thing wasn't even a thing, a thought, existing. If this thing didn't exist at all till this day, he'd be fine or she'd be fine,
yes.
right? But because it exists and it was announced, they're mad that it's not there now.
Yo,
and they're not willing to wait because all they're doing is waiting. Like it's like somebody back in the day where you wait for the phone call back from somebody. They're obviously just waiting at their console, just waiting to hear back from NRS. I gotta wait. I gotta wait for this.
Call me. Hey, boy's gonna call me.
I gotta wait for this. I got nothing else to do all week.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't work. What? I have no responsibilities.
I cannot relate, but then again, really go with the point that you mentioned. This game has a lot, and can it have more? Sure. Can it have less? Absolutely, and that's the point. Could it have way less than what it has? Yes, absolutely, but it doesn't. And the thing is, the moment this game came out, it immediately tell you that this was coming. So this is not a surprise. This is not something that was in the agenda or telling you, hey, prepare. The game just came out and we're going to give you more. So that's awesome. You know?
Well, if the Super LOL person is upset that it got delayed, because it did get delayed several times on the that whole hey, this is coming out this day. Never mind, this is coming out this day. Like, if they were upset about that, maybe it's not understandable to me. But it's
like
maybe
he took time off from work.
maybe I could understand the rage even more. But he's not, or she's not giving that much context as to what made this the breaking point on not wanting to play the game.
Absolutely. Well, but then there was someone else called what? Sticky Ricky. Say, cool dude, thanks for sharing. And I can relate to that one right there.
Oh, he replied. That was the reply. I thought there was gonna be somebody else.
No. That was the reply. He was like, cool dude, thanks for sharing. And I resonate with that reply.
That was the nice way, the nicest possible way to say fuck off, dude. That was the nicest possible way to say that. Oh, cool! Cool story. That's the cool story, bro, right there. And then keep it moving.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what you gotta do at this point. There's plenty of games out there. You don't. Someone said this. I remember. Now there's so many good games. Like legit, this is a time that we can say that there's so many good games that if one is not working for you, then don't stick with it. Go with the one that makes you feel good. Fuck it.
Yeah, but I
There's
don't.
too many games that are there good right
There's so many people that go to places to be upset. Like,
now.
why? Like for years,
Why?
I remember
I
for
can
years
picture
when
that.
I was still like playing like maybe I played Street Fighter for like a year, like off and on for like a year, right? So I'd still watch the streams. I'd still look at the chat rooms, and there's been plenty of times where I'm going like, why are you here? If this is upsetting you, like this game is upsetting you, this whatever they did upset you. Why are you here? Don't support this shit. Get
Yeah,
out. Do
because
something else. Make your own game.
you know what I think is because it's an eternal wheel, right? It's an infinite thing because if they're there and whatever upset them is still present, they're gonna complain about it. And if it got fixed, they're gonna complain that it took that time to get fixed. So it's always an eternal thing. So yeah. Anyway,
So wait,
but I wanted to share that.
before we move on to something else, that person's handle, Sticky Ricky. There's actually a guy I used to work with when I did some overnight work,
Uh huh.
and his name was Ricky. And I would complain.
Oh.
I started not shaking his hand because he had this stickiness in his
Ooh.
hands at all times. It was like hard work, kind of like, dude, wash your hands, please. I know you're doing a lot of manual labor and you sweat. It was that kind of sticky, but that's the first thing I thought of when you said Sticky Ricky. I was like, this
Well,
fucking
maybe
dude.
you put in one and one together, man.
I don't know. I don't know if he'd reply like that. Um, yeah. So sorry
So
for
let's bring
getting
it
off
back.
track. Let's bring
No,
it
no,
back.
it's fine. So let me at least speak about my experience with it, right? So I started. Well, but let me tell them. I'm not a person that plays rank matches in any fighting game like that. Only Soul Calibur I did for some reason. Um, but any other game I normally play rank matches. I normally go to the casuals. I don't like I mentioned. I don't see the incentive for me to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And never, and even he actually say great points about it. Well, if it is the same, they might as well play it and get something out of it. You get points or whatever, like Dragon Ball or whatever. But for me, it just never was appealing, never. So I
It
was
never. You weren't one of those people that would go like, "Oh, you play that game too?" Well, yeah, I'm a Supreme High Lord, Elder God.
never, bro.
Yeah,
That sounds epic.
So I play a little.
Yeah, because for me, those titles gets to people's head, and it means nothing, dude. Like it literally means nothing. No, for kudos for you if you have it. If you feel great about it. But for me, as how I cater myself to fighting games and stuff like that, for me that means nothing. A title in online means nothing to me because a title doesn't necessarily mean you're good or better. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that. But people believe that resonates with that, so I don't. So anyway, so I avoid any of that. And when I tried the Combat League, I was like, it hit me late. I was like, oh shit, I'm actually playing rank.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm playing rank. And I did a silly complaint. I was like, well, I cannot use my variation, my all mixed moves together variation. But it wasn't a problem for me. Like, I was like, okay, crap, whatever. I play the game, It's still the character. It's still the character. Would I wish I could play on my variations and whatever? Absolutely. But it doesn't bother me. It's not like a bother. Because it makes more equal ground for it. But I was playing rank.
What's funny, I didn't even think about that. All the people that probably don't play rank because they like more accessibility, not accessibility, just like they want more of the more of the customizations accessible to them to fit their own, like even if it's not their own playstyle, but to just do what they like. Maybe it's like a move they just really like. Like I know with my Scarlet variation, there's 2 moves I definitely would change for something else. For like one other thing, I would change 2 moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I honestly didn't even think about those people trying to play this mode and how they would feel about being forced to play the tournament editions. Didn't bother me because I just figured from the beginning I'll let the game choose what I like.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I just picked tournament, like the tournament versions from the get-go, so I was fine.
Yeah, but for me, I've been customized because I love customizing things. I love playing games with that have different things to do, and yeah, absolutely. Since day one, I've been trying and even try different things because it's always fun to figure those things. But it didn't bother me. But then it just gave me. I was like halfway to the bar from Apprentice, and I was getting points. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I want to keep playing until I actually reach the other side, And I would lose, and I would still get points, so it was still fun. And I will win, and then it will be fun. And then it gives you like, oh, you got win streaks, and you're gonna get extra more points because of that. So that's cool. So that's like someone in the back giving you like a pat on the back, like, yo, that's awesome, you're doing great. So I think that was everything felt very positive, very very great. It didn't feel toxic, and even if you beat someone and they leave, you continue with your win streak because you never lost, right? So the next person you could play with someone that has a win streak and you have a win streak. So now you're like, oh, we're in the same thing, It just felt good. It didn't feel like I was getting punished as much for playing the game.
Yeah.
At least to the level that I was. I know in the higher rankings you lose points, obviously, for playing, but and then
did you play more since like a couple weeks ago? Because right now I'm running like footage from like a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't. No, I don't think I did.
And now you're kind of fucked too because you got Final Fantasy that came out. So
Shadowbringer, yeah. But I still make time for Sam Show and stuff like that. But the thing is, to be honest, if it was a J skin for me there, I would have went all in, or a Cetrion skin, or any of my characters that I use, Sonya or whatever, and then I would have been there, bro, because I want to just get that skin. Okay.
It's funny too because Scarlet is my main and she does have a skin there and I really like the skin. I definitely had that moment where, but the thing is like I had that moment where I'm like, all right, I gotta just focus and play this for a day. So the day that I actually had off, there was some type of maintenance happening because everything else on my PlayStation worked except for Mortal Kombat. I was like, all right, it wasn't meant to be today. Let me get on something else.
Well then.
Yeah, it sucked because I was like, all right, I'm all by myself. Nobody's gonna bother me. Nobody's sucking up my Wi-Fi. Let me get this going. Oh,
you got the. But it was fun. If I want to sum up my experience with it felt fun. It was so fun that I even told you. I was like, yo, play this mode. I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I told DG, to a couple of my friends, yo, let's play this. I had Legend, I got Nero, my friends. I was like, yo, play it. I was literally supporting and sponsoring because my experience, and that's what I feel like people should do, right?
It's
like
funny too because I mentioned that to DG and Legend too because I wanted feedback on how they thought the mode was, and there was Legend didn't play it for a while, but like after maybe like a day of playing it, he liked the mode, but the next day he was like, yeah, I can't play Mortal Kombat anymore. I'm like, what happened? And he was talking about some random Scorpion guy. I'm like, dude, you can't let that bother you. But he went back. Like every couple of days, he starts to talk to me about what happened to him online that day, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's still playing. I forgot that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But even someone else, one of our friends that barely plays, like Nero, he barely plays, and I told him to play it, and all his first impressions were fun, all of it, and that's what gets you. If it is fun to begin with, then it's up to you if you want to continue. But at least the fun factor is there. He had 2 people quit on him, and all this stuff. It was just fun for him, the whole experience. And I think that's great, dude. At least for fighting games, they need that because this is a living, breathing thing that can be catered, like you mentioned, to any other thing. It could be a holiday event. It could be anything, dude. It could literally be that can be formed to anything, and it could just get better.
Yeah.
And maybe they add tag battle for a special event. That would be so cool. Like this can be the beta to try anything they want. And if it doesn't work, guess what? They just change it up. Just for a month. And
nowadays all this is data right now. All this is they're gonna siphon through all the feedback, see what's actually good and what's fluff and just keep making this better.
Playing. If there were more people active playing or not, stuff helps. And Fortnite does that very well. Put something for a couple of days, for a couple of months, or 1 month, or whatever. It doesn't work. Okay, it never was. They tell you from the beginning, it never was a staple thing. So you don't have to worry about it. And if it is good, then guess what? We bring it back. Then it's just good stuff happening. And I hope that other fighting games in some way incorporate something like this, because it's always great having an incentive to play the game than just, playing the
Yeah,
game.
then just playing the game because not everybody has their own
Time
personal growth
or
to
time.
look forward to in a game. Like it's not like not everybody's Ryu like trying to see what's beyond his
The
fist.
best.
Like it's
Yeah.
for some people like getting cosmetics is cool. Getting medals or something even for your icons and stuff like that is cool for people. Like to have more individuality on how
Yeah.
you
Or just
customize stuff.
collecting.
Yeah, and just like being one of those people that want everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like the tower does that very well, right? And now having something relatable like that, but it's making you work more for it. I think it's great.
yeah,
Now,
and it's so stupid because people
saying that,
complain
there's
about that
people
too.
that have been saying and have the misconception, well, I'm not good at the game, I'm never gonna get anything. But they're wrong, right? But they're entitled for their opinion, but it is wrong information, because disregarding if you lose, you are going to pass the first rank. You are, because there's no way to get points retracted. You always get points, so you're always gonna get the first tier, plus whatever is that you can get on the side, which anyone can do, right? Disregarding if you lose or win, you can always do those things. Grab someone or punch someone. I'm hoping that you can, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not impossible. Now, are there things more? Absolutely, but because it's more challenging, it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. And if your skill level doesn't reach that, it was not meant to punish you. It's just meant to reward the people that can, challenge themselves more. It's just how it is, If something is difficult for you, then you don't have to think that it's against you, It just has a level gap of it, And you can do your best and then do as much as you can, and you're going to get rewarded as much as you can. And that way, like, no one is taking away for you trying. That's the thing. It's not such a punishable system. But if you want more, you gotta hustle, right? That's you gotta put the work.
You gotta definitely but some people, this again, this is not an easy niche genre to get into because people don't really still understand how to get better in a lot of ways.
I hear you, but at least the concept is you're not getting punished for being bad.
Yeah,
you're not getting punished for that. Yeah, it's just okay. You couldn't reach that, but don't feel bad because not everyone can reach that, right? It's not like everyone is reaching it by pressing one button and you cannot press that one button, cannot reach it. No, some can work harder than others, but you still get rewarded for something. If it was that you couldn't get not even a single thing, damn, I can't even get a single reward. Then no, at least just playing the game gets rewards.
And that's cool because like technically all those extra rewards on the side are for that too. Like, well, I've lost 5 straight, but at least I got all the stuff on the side completed, and I got me some time crystals or whatever the hell they're offering me for other uses of the game.
And the first rank, you cannot not get it because even if you lose all your matches, you still go up.
Yeah.
So the first rank is guaranteed. So I think that's really cool, at least progressively enough. But I'm excited. I want to see more about it. Like I mentioned, maybe that formula, if they use it for test modes, that would be great. If they use it for holiday modes, that would be even better. If they add extra modes, just go at it, man. NRS, you have a lot of work there, man.
Money. A lot of money.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, it's free.
Dude, I'm just saying, this is the highest selling video game this year. They have the money. Absolutely. They made the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now imagine that the only way you can enter the Combat League is using those time crystals. They could have done that. They could have been as fuck and be like, oh, you want to be part of the Combat League, there's 100 time crystals. Let's put it like that, whatever. Time crystals in this game, you get them as rewards, but you can buy them with real money, right? So imagine if they would have done some shit like that. They could have done that. Dude.
They definitely could. They could easily make this harder for everybody. I want to get the Scarlet skin, but I'm still low, like 200 time crystals to be able to get onto that tier to be able to play it,
Yeah, and they're not making that Scarlet skin as in, hey, you can do the Combat League or pay it and get it.
Yeah.
No, they just want you to play the game. Like he said it over and over. I just want you guys to play the game. That's it. Like they couldn't make it. Oh well, Combat League, you couldn't make it. Here's $5 for each skin. You know, that's not good. Like that's just shaming your own work. But they're not
Yeah.
doing that, which I applaud them. You know, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because nowadays it's so easy to do that.
Yeah.
It's so easy for companies to do that. And I even think, like, I know this, I think I wanted this to be a separate podcast when it comes to the way, I guess, what's that called? Microtransactions are thought of in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it feels like they were kind of shoehorned in by somebody that said, "Hey, this is what we do now. Figure out a way to add that in there to make the guys who pay you, you know, like happy, because this is what games do." Because it's definitely, the time crystals is like the most watered down version of a fucking pay, like, what's it called,
transaction,
like a microtransaction in the game, especially coming from recently playing a couple of Ubisoft games and stuff like that. Like, this definitely, like, I don't, you know, like, there's billions of people playing all these popular games, and for them to be upset that they have it in this game.
Yeah. But it's completely different. But we can definitely get more into that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into that in another one, because it's like I'm trying to shorten it, so I'm stammering on my words because I'm trying not to make this long-winded.
No, but
I'm like, all right, I there's so many forks in the road I can go with what I've been wanting to say about this, so I'm on and I keep stopping myself because I just think people just they gotta fucking have some self-control, to be honest.
No, I hear you. At least it's good to mention it. You know, we could definitely go more in details later, but it's good to mention it that they're going I will say, the best possible way they can go about it compared to others. That's the best way because they've been forced, and clearly you've seen that they've been forced. Yeah. But yeah, we can definitely break it down and other things. But the Combat League, I think, it's fantastic. Will you be, maybe when they release the other one, will you be playing it again?
Depends on the skins, to be honest, for me, because I'm more focused on other stuff. So it'll depend on the skins. Like, for the Scarlet, I definitely want to try and do that before it's too late to play for my Scarlet skin. But other than that, like, it's cool, but you know, I'm only I think everything about it is good, but for what I would want it for, it's just skins I would like. Okay.
Yeah, so it has to have something that you like to go for.
Yeah, for me personally, yeah.
But the system is good. I feel the system is great. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see more of it, and I'll see definitely more of it.
The only other thing about this Combat League thing is I've heard a lot of people saying that somehow the connection's been worse, but I don't know. That could be just people.
I didn't feel that.
Yeah, I don't remember feeling that either.
The only thing I can tell you is that Mortal Kombat Exposed, like, they're alive, a lot of Wi-Fi players out there. I'm pointing at you guys. You guys know who it is. Point at my portrait, bro.
What do you mean? Like, you can actually tell who's on Wi-Fi and who's on Ethernet, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Yep. And all these people raging and going online and saying all this stuff, 90% of them are on Wi-Fi. So they're Wi-Fi warriors.
It's amazing. Like, when you started playing and I started seeing all that stuff, I'm like, oh, wow. That's a lot of people not knowing that Ethernet's probably the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Expose them.
Yeah, so that's all I got for this. Combat League, I give the idea of it A+, like for a mode that gives people another reason to play.
8 out of 10?
A+, like, really good.
You ready for mine?
What?
I give it a 10.
Out of
10.
Okay.
Because no one is doing it like them right now.
You're right. It's literally like I mentioned Overwatch before, and it literally feels like Overwatch because, like, you got a rank mode that nothing happens off season, and if this is the actual this Combat League turns out to be the actual rank mode because you get rewards for it. There's like the rank mode where you get rewards for, that's the real rank mode in Overwatch. And then off season you get to play rank, but nothing but leveling happens. So it feels a lot in that same realm, like almost like they got that idea and said, well, I mean, we could do this for a fighting game, right? Right? We could do this for a fighting game. It's 2019.
Absolutely. That's why I give it a 10 out of 10, bro.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good look for the community too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they actually know that it's good.
Feedback.
Yeah, like hopefully they
Feedback.
there's not a lot of people out there that just want to be negative for the sake of being negative instead of seeing the positive
Yep.
things.
If you
So yeah,
guys play the Combat League, let us know. Comment. Let us know what's your experience, or if not, if you want to try it or what is holding you back, let us know. I really want to know about that. I want to see your insight because I really like this one.
thanks for listening, guys. This is the first podcast we recorded in this format.
Whoop,
Hopefully, you
whoop.
guys like it. We get to see more stuff going on screen since this is YouTube. Before we used to just have our podcast with a one sheet, basically one picture
Mm-hmm.
throughout. So hopefully you guys enjoy this for anybody who likes to stare at their device while they listen to stuff. Thanks again for listening, guys. This has been David and Poe. Share this out to anybody who will be interested in fighting game related news, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.